Discipline is not easy. Here's why most fail. We love the idea of discipline, the early mornings, the cold showers, the focused work sessions, the dream body, the successful business, but when it comes to actually living it day after day, most people fall apart, and not because they're lazy, not because they're incapable, but because they misunderstand what discipline really is and how it actually works. If you've ever promised yourself you'd wake up at 5 a.m. and hit snooze, if you've ever committed to eating healthy and found yourself ordering junk food by Friday, if you've ever said this is my year only to repeat the same patterns, this video is for you. Today, we're breaking down the 3 biggest reasons people fail at self-discipline and, more importantly, the practical solutions you can use starting today to build unstoppable discipline. Let's start with the first reason. People rely on motivation instead of systems. Motivation feels powerful, it's emotional, it's inspiring. You watch a video, read a quote, listen to a podcast, and suddenly you're ready to change your life. But here's the truth. Motivation is temporary. It rises and falls based on your mood, your sleep, your stress levels, even the weather. If your discipline depends on how you feel, you will fail the moment you don't feel like it. Imagine someone who wants to get in shape. On Monday, they feel motivated, they crush a workout, they eat clean, they post about it. By Wednesday, they're sore tired from work, and that motivation is gone. Because there's no system in place, no schedule time, no prepared meals, no accountability. They skip 1 workout, then 2, then they're starting again next week. This cycle repeats for years. The solution? Stop chasing motivation and start building systems. A system is something that works even when you don't feel like it. Instead of saying, I'll work out when I'm motivated, you schedule your workouts like meetings. Instead of saying, I'll eat healthy, you meal prep on Sunday so you don't have to decide during the week. Instead of relying on willpower to study, you create a distraction-free environment, phone in another room, specific desk, specific time. Systems reduce the need for constant decision-making. And decision fatigue is real. The more choices you make, the weaker your self-control becomes. High performers understand this. They automate the basics so they can focus on execution. If you want discipline, design your life so that the disciplined action is the default action. Make the good habit easier and the bad habit harder. Put the book on your pillow so you read before bed. Delete social media apps during work hours. Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Discipline isn't about being superhuman. It's about being strategic. Now let us move to the second reason people fail at self-discipline. They focus on outcomes instead of identity. Most people say, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to make $100,000. I want to get straight A's. These are outcome-based goals. The problem is, outcomes are external and often far away. When progress feels slow, people lose patience. But real discipline is identity-based. Instead of saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, say, I am becoming someone who doesn't skip workouts. Instead of I want to write a book, say, I am a writer, and writers write every day. When your identity shifts, your behavior follows. Think about someone who identifies as a smoker versus someone who identifies as a non-smoker. When offered a cigarette, the smoker says, I'm trying to quit. The non-smoker says, I don't smoke. That identity statement carries power. It removes negotiation. If you constantly negotiate with yourself, should I work out? Should I study? Discipline becomes exhausting. But when your identity is clear, your decisions align automatically. So how do you build an identity of discipline? Through small promises kept daily. Start ridiculously small. If you want to become someone who reads, commit to 1 page a day. If you want to become someone who exercises, start with 5 minutes. The key is consistency, not intensity. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for your new identity. Over time, those votes add up. You stop seeing yourself as someone who lacks discipline and start seeing yourself as someone who does what they say. That self-trust is everything. Without self-trust, discipline collapses. With self-trust, discipline compounds. Now let us talk about the third reason people fail. They underestimate discomfort and overestimate instant results. Discipline is uncomfortable by definition. If it were easy, everyone would have it. Waking up early when it's dark and cold is uncomfortable. Saying no to dessert is uncomfortable. Studying while others scroll social media is uncomfortable. The problem is not that people can't handle discomfort. It's that they're surprised by it. They think, if this goal is right for me, it shouldn't feel this hard. That's a lie. Growth feels hard. Improvement feels hard. Discipline requires you to act in alignment with your long-term goals instead of your short-term emotions. And your brain is wired for short-term rewards. It wants comfort now, pleasure now, relief now. When you try to delay gratification, your brain resists. That resistance is normal. The solution is to expect discomfort and plan for it. Instead of trying to eliminate the pain, train yourself to tolerate it. Start with small acts of controlled discomfort. Take a cold shower for 30 seconds. Finish a task before checking your phone. Sit with a craving for 10 minutes without acting on it. Each time you do this, you strengthen your mental resilience. You prove to yourself that discomfort won't kill you. Another powerful tool is to connect deeply with your why. Surface-level reasons won't sustain discipline. I want to look good fades quickly. But I want to be healthy for my family. I want financial freedom so my parents never struggle again. I want to prove to myself that I can become more. Those reasons create emotional fuel. Write your why down. Read it daily. When discomfort hits, remind yourself what you're trading it for. Also, measure progress in actions, not just results. If you're building a business, track how many sales calls you make, not just revenue. If you're losing weight, track workouts completed, not just the scale. Results lag behind effort. If you quit because you don't see immediate change, you'll never experience long-term transformation. Discipline is a long game. And here's something most people won't tell you. You will fail sometimes. You will miss a workout. You will procrastinate. You will slip up. The difference between disciplined people and undisciplined people is not perfection. It's recovery speed. When disciplined people fall, they don't spiral. They don't say, I blew it, so it doesn't matter anymore. They say, I slipped once. I'm back on track now. They understand that one bad day doesn't erase months of effort, unless you let it. So build a rule. Never miss twice. If you skip today, show up tomorrow no matter what. Protect the streak of consistency, not perfection. Let's bring this all together. People fail at self-discipline because they rely on motivation instead of systems, because they focus on outcomes instead of identity, and because they avoid discomfort instead of training for it. But now you know better. Build systems that make success automatic. Shift your identity so discipline becomes who you are, not just what you do. Embrace discomfort as the price of growth. Imagine where you could be 1 year from now if you applied this. Imagine the compound effect of small, disciplined actions done daily. 1 extra hour of focused work per day equals over 300 hours a year. 1 workout 3 times a week equals over 150 workouts a year. 1 page a day equals 365 pages of full book. Discipline doesn't create dramatic change overnight. It creates undeniable change over time. And here's the truth. Talent is overrated, luck is unpredictable, but discipline is controllable. You may not control your circumstances, but you control your actions. Every day you have a choice. Comfort now or growth later. Easy now or better later. Temporary pleasure or permanent progress. The life you want is on the other side of consistent, disciplined action. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for Monday, for next month, for the perfect plan. Start messy. Start small, but start. Build unstoppable discipline today. And if this message shifted your mindset, if you're ready to take control of your habits and your future, make sure you subscribe to Mindshift Global.